What are the grounds to modify permanent alimony? Imagine paying or receiving alimony and suddenly facing a big change in your life. You might wonder if you can ask the court to adjust those payments. Well, you can, but only if certain important reasons are met. Courts understand that life does not stay the same after a divorce. That is why they have rules for changing or ending permanent alimony. The main reason to ask for a modification is if something significant has changed since the original order was made. This change has to be real and not just a temporary problem. For example, if the person paying alimony loses their job unexpectedly or gets a big pay cut, that can be a good reason to ask for lower payments. On the other hand, if the person receiving alimony starts earning more money or becomes self-sufficient, the paying spouse might want to pay less. But courts will look closely at why the income changed. If someone quits a job voluntarily without a good reason, that probably won't be enough to lower payments. Changes in health can also be a reason. If the paying spouse becomes disabled and cannot work, they might ask the court to reduce or stop alimony. If the recipient develops a disability, it might affect their ability to become self-sufficient, but it usually does not automatically increase alimony. Changes in the recipient's situation can also matter. If they remarry, most states say the obligation ends automatically. Living with a new partner can also be a reason to ask for less support, especially if the new relationship means they no longer need as much help. If the recipient gets a large inheritance or wins the lottery, that extra money can be a reason to reduce alimony. Certain events like the death of either spouse also end alimony automatically. When it comes to modifying alimony, courts consider whether the change is temporary or permanent. If the change is likely to last a long time, like a permanent disability, a permanent modification is more appropriate. To ask for a change, the person must file a formal request with the court that made the original order. If both sides agree, they can submit a signed agreement for the court to approve. If not, a judge will hold a hearing to decide. Until the court approves the change, the original payments must continue. Stopping payments without court approval can lead to legal trouble. When the court does decide, it will issue an order that either grants, denies, or adjusts the modification. Usually, the change applies only to future payments, not past ones. It is very important to keep good records of income, expenses, and any changes in circumstances. The court will look at many factors, like the financial resources of both people, how long they were married, and their ability to work. Knowing these rules helps you understand when and how you can ask to change permanent alimony. It also helps you make smart decisions about your financial future after divorce.